Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. This is not at all the video I was planning to make. There has been a bomb that has been dropped on DC Universe Online. Let's talk about it. Now, if you saw the comments on various DC Universe Online videos, if you saw even the comments on the DCUO Discord, or even on the DCUO forums, you already know that DC Universe Online has added the option to be able to purchase some currency from the marketplace. We could already purchase some source marks, but now we can also purchase the currency from the 3 latest episodes. Now, in itself, it should not be a problem. The problem is that if it comes to a point where we no longer get the double currencies because they want people to purchase the currency from the marketplace, then yeah, then it becomes a problem. Also, if we have less and less people actually running the missions, playing the missions, because they are purchasing the currency from the marketplace, that is also a problem. Obviously, on a bigger server like the US PlayStation server on the hero side, it may not be as much an issue as on the, let's say, Switch server. On the Switch, already it is a challenge to be able to get enough people to play missions. If some of the players decide to purchase the currency instead of playing the missions, then yes, on a smaller server like the Switch, that will be a pretty big problem. Although even on US PlayStation, sometimes it is challenging to get people to play a mission. If you saw some of the latest Live at 5 that we made, sometimes we would have like 7 out of 8 players, and still we would wait and wait and wait before the omnibus would actually match us with an 8 player. Now, it may have to do also with the new reset today, and now that the reset is on Tuesday, it could be that a lot of players run the missions on Tuesday, and when Friday happens, most people already did run the content and they don't really want to run it again. I guess that's possible. But still, at the end of the day, that could mean less people playing the missions to get the currency if they can simply purchase it from the marketplace. But still, at the end of the day, there's no real way for us to know that if we do have less people playing the missions, is it because they did purchase the currency? Is it because they just stopped playing the game? Or is it they're still playing the game, they're just not playing those missions for some reason? We don't really know. Now, for example, I've been playing the game for a long time, but there are times where I was not playing the current missions because I just didn't like those missions. A question that often comes back is Multiverse. How come you're still playing DC Universe Online after all this time? It's quite simple. If there is some content that I don't like, I just don't force myself into playing it. So there are times where I wasn't playing certain missions, not because I was buying currency, but I just didn't like those missions. So right now we will not know if we see less people playing the current missions. Is it going to be because they are purchasing the latest currency? Is it because they just don't like the latest missions? Sadly, at the end of the day, only the devs have the actual numbers for those things, and they are not going to tell us. Another reason why people are so angry is that pretty much came out of left field. No one saw this coming. The devs did not tell us anything about being able to purchase the latest currency, they just did it without even consulting us. I know that some of you guys seem to think that I, the mighty multiverse, knows everything. Sadly, no one told us about the latest currency being added to the marketplace. Even the people that are part of the Creator League didn't know about it. Or if they did know, no one told me. So that pretty much came as a complete surprise to everyone, and even us who are part of the Creator League, we found out the day the DLC was released, same as everyone else's. Although it had to be expected sooner or later that they would add currencies to the marketplace, because for quite some time we've seen that DC Universe Online has been trying to monetize the game to be more aggressive in monetizing the game. For example, way back when they first added the ally system, for the legendary allies, you could only get those from the marketplace, and you had to spend 25 bucks for each ally you wanted to purchase on the marketplace, and also you had to purchase the legendary alliances from the marketplace as well. So at the minimum, each ally would cost you $75, and it would cost you even more if you decided to purchase everything from the marketplace. I think Obsidian Chill did the math way back when. It would cost you something like 200 bucks or a bit more for each ally. And also at the time, you could not redeem your allies for every single characters in your account, so you would have had to purchase each ally for each character you wanted to use it with. So already way back when, they had made the decision to be more aggressive in monetizing the game. And yeah, they had made all the DLCs for free, but then they got us to pay the price by making allies super expensive. Now they did change the allies, they did make them less expensive because people pretty much revolted over that. But originally, they were going to be very aggressive in monetizing the allies. And then we got even more strategies to try to monetize DC Universe Online. So we got the Wolf Pack artifacts, we got the emote system, we got the booster bundles where you could get the shaded comic material if you purchased the 20 booster bundle pack. So it has been obvious for quite some time that they have been trying to monetize the DC Universe Online more and more, and they have been more and more aggressive in monetizing the game. But even if that was to be expected that sooner or later they would monetize the game even more by selling the currencies, it did come as quite a shock because no one had been told about this ahead of time, and again, no one was consulted about that. Although an argument could be made that did they really need to consult us? They must have known that people would be not very happy about this change. But if they had already decided to move forward with this change, then there probably was a little point in consulting us. Now, we see that all the time in this Universe Online. For a long, long time, we kept on telling them what we want. So at this point, they know what we want. It's not like we never told them before. Sadly, most of the time, they don't really give us what we want. They give us what they want. And it seems now that what they want right now is for us to purchase some of that currency. And sadly, there's not much we can do about it. All we can do about it is not purchase the currency. But obviously, there are some people that are already purchasing that currency. I've already seen some people that had the full Harley Quinn style just a couple of hours after the DLC went live. So obviously, there are people who are purchasing that currency. How many? I have no idea. But if you are really against this, then just don't purchase the currency. I've seen people go as far as to say that they were done, they were not playing the game anymore, they uninstalled the game and they were gone. If that's the case, I hope you find a better game that you will enjoy instead of DC Universe Online. Sadly, there's pretty much no other game like DC Universe Online out there. Yeah, I know some people are mentioning Champions Online or the new City of Heroes, the servers. Sadly, I cannot play those games. I often see people complain about the graphics on DC Universe Online, but holy crap, the graphics on Champions or City of Heroes are 1,000 times worse. Personally, I love the graphics on DC Universe Online, and when I see the graphics from those older games, I'm scratching my head wondering, why do people complain about DC Universe Online after all? But if you don't want to play DC Universe Online anymore because of this, that's fine. No one can force you to play a game if you don't want to play it. I've seen also other people, or even some YouTubers making videos saying that that's it, that confirms that DC Universe Online is dead, that DC Universe Online is on its last leg and it's going to disappear anytime now. I don't really agree with that. Now, personally, I don't have any real issue. If people want to spend 225 bucks to purchase some currency, it's their money, their business. Yeah, it might slow down the queue on some of the missions, but then again, we don't know if it is going to do that or not. So if people want to spend their money to purchase currencies, I'm not really concerned about that. What really concerns me is the lag, the frame rate, the horrible frame rate, the game crashing. Now those really concerns me. So that concerns me a lot more than somebody spending 225 bucks on the game. So by itself, being able to purchase the currency from a marketplace, I don't really see that as an issue. But yes, I'm sure there are some people that will quit playing DC Universe Online because of that. But by itself, I don't think that is going to kill DC Universe Online. If anything is going to kill DC Universe Online, it is the combination of purchasing the currency on the marketplace, the crashes, the lag, the frame rate, the bad frame rate. And sadly, those are issues that have been going on for months and months and months at this point. And sadly, all we can do is hope against hope that they will be able to fix those issues at some point. But it's been months and months, and some of those issues still persist to this day. So I am much more concerned about those issues than about the fact that we can purchase the currency, the latest currency on the marketplace. Again, if you don't want to purchase the currency, that is fine. Don't do it. Personally, I'm not going to buy the currency. But at the end of the day, that's all we can really do. We can just say, okay, I am not going to purchase the currency. Sadly, at the end of the day, we can only control what we do. We cannot control what other players do. If there are some other players who want to spend 225 bucks to purchase some of the latest currency, it's their money, it's their choice. They can do whatever they want with their money. There's nothing we can do to force them not to purchase the currency. And in a roundabout way, it's the same for the devs. Sadly, we cannot force the devs to do what we want. We can ask, we can request, we can beg them to do what we want, but at the end of the day, they will decide to do what they want. Once in a while, they will throw us a bone and give us something we've been asking for, although even then, they are pretty much like the monkey's paw. Even when they give us what we're asking for, they usually end up not giving us what we want. It's sad, but that's how it is. And it's not just with the new devs. It's been like that pretty much since I've been playing DCUO Online, and I don't expect that to stop anytime soon. And one last thing, a comment I often see is you have to vote with your wallet. People seems to say that if you vote with your wallet, you will be able to get what you want. You will be able to force the devs, or very often they mention that for comics, for movies, for TVs. Like if you vote with your wallet, they will end up giving you what you want. That if they go broke because you don't give them your money, they will learn the right lessons and go back to what you want. Doesn't work like that. Sadly, very often people learn the wrong lessons. Heck, we saw that with the Brainiac Returns DLC. Somehow they blamed the fact that there was less players playing the game at the time. Because of the DLC, they said that the DLC did underperform. But somehow they seemed to fail to realize that one of the reasons why a lot of people were not playing the game at the time is that there were some pretty big issues with the game. And those issues were there long before the new DLC. And basically ever since we got the PlayStation 5 client, even a bit before that for some issues. We've had some bad frame rates, some uber lag, some game crashes, and we even saw the return of some chat issues that we hadn't seen for years and years at that point. But somehow it was just the DLC underperforming. They kind of ignore all the other issues that the game had even before we got the latest DLC. So yes, do not support a product you do not like. Vote with your wallet. When you get something you don't like, vote for your wallet and do not support that product. Sadly, if you think you're sending a message, sadly, you're not really. Sadly, people will get the wrong message whenever you try to send a message by voting with your wallet. It's sad, but that's how it is. So does having the option to purchase the new currency from the marketplace, is that going to kill the game? I don't think so. If it does kill the game, it will be combined with all the other issues that this Universe Online has right now. So if you do not want to support this Universe Online because they are selling the new currency, that is fine, don't do it. But sadly, you will not be able to force other players to do the same thing. If somebody wants to spend 225 bucks to purchase the latest currency, there's nothing you can do to stop that. But at the end of the day, the only real power you have is to control what you do. That's all you can really do.